12 Days of Christmas, Day 12, Cookies and Treats.
On the 12 days of Christmas, bowl me over said to me, 5 golden rings. No, we're not doing rings, we're doing cookies and treats. And it is the 12 days. So here we go. Check this out right here. Pretty soon it'll be stirred up into something good.
Hey guys, we're back. Thanks, Dad, for that fine introduction on our 12 Days of Christmas. We've had some fun here, haven't we? Today's our last day, and I thought I'd quickly kind of run through what we've done and made, and I need a list because it's that many. After all, it's the 12 Days of Christmas.
12 days, yes.
But we started with chocolate-covered cashews, snowman soup, pretzel M&M hugs. If you haven't checked those out, make sure you do. Santa hat brownies, those are super fun. French palmiers, sound fancy, but there's 4 ingredients. Super simple. The crispiest cinnamon cookies. We made Rocky Road fudge, amazing. White chocolate pretzels sprinkled with candy canes, crushed candy canes. We made Grinch fudge. We made butterscotch haystacks, gumdrop cookies, microwave peanut brittle. That's my grandma's recipe. And today, so we've made a ton of stuff for all the little kids out there. And today we're making something for you. This is something for the big kids. And one of the highlights my friend used to always make for us every year was Bourbon Balls. And it was, you just felt like he gifted you a piece of his heart when he gave you 6 of those every year. And so that's what I'm making for you today. And they're really easy to make. Let me walk you through what we're going to need today for this recipe. Super simple. Plain old vanilla wafers. We're going to use pecans, powdered sugar, cocoa, and use a high quality cocoa powder. We want good ingredients in this recipe. So I use the Hershey's dark chocolate. We're going to use pure vanilla extract, some Karo syrup, and bourbon. Just to talk a little bit about the bourbon, this is not the cheapest one, nor is it the most expensive. So this was about 30 bucks. I enjoy sipping bourbon. If you don't think you'll ever spend it again, they also have those tiny little bottles, and that's exactly what you'd need for this recipe. So you could do that too. Just go to the liquor store, tell them you've never had it before if you don't drink bourbon. You've never had it before and you're only using it once, and they'll give you a good suggestion, I'm sure. This we're going to enjoy all through the holiday season. So that's what we're going to need for this recipe. But before we get started, everything that we made, Mom, what has been your favorite?
Well, I have 2 favorites.
2 favorites,
Yes.
okay.
One is the Santa Claus hat brownies.
Yeah.
And the other one is my all-time favorite, chocolate-covered cashews.
Chocolate-covered cashews. That was the one we started with. That was our first one. Why are those your favorites?
Well, I like chocolate, obviously.
We've had our share of chocolate.
But we just had so much fun making brownies, and then we made them with Crosby, and it was just fun.
My mom's great grandson and his family came over, and we actually made those little Santa hat brownies, and I think Crosby's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a little guy, and he made them himself, so he was pretty proud of himself. So it's a great project for kids too. Anyway, let me clean up my workspace. I should say Mom and I are going to clean up our workspace, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so I have 45 vanilla wafers in the blender. You could also use a food processor if you prefer. We don't have one here, so we're using a blender. That works just fine. So I'm going to zip this up. I want it to be nice and crumbly. Let's see how many we have now. I got in a hurry, so we'll see if it comes out to be about a cup and a half. You know, I still see some cookies, some pretty good sized chunks of cookies in here. I'm gonna give this another whirl. How we did. You could also, if you don't have a food processor, you don't have a blender, you could just pour them in a large Ziploc bag, a gallon Ziploc bag, and pound on them with your rolling pin or your meat tenderizer. That works too. All right. Let's see how close I was to my 45 cookies. Because it usually is just about right.
A little bit short.
Let's see. No, I think we're good. That should be good. I got a few more in here. Perfect. How you doing with your?
Well, not good enough.
We're working on it. We're getting close. So we're just gonna finish what we're doing here. I'm gonna clean up my workspace. Help Mom finish up those pecans, chopped pecans. Measure them off. We want a cup of chopped pecans. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're ready. We have ground up our cookies. Those just plain old vanilla wafer cookies. Mom has chopped up all of the nuts, and those were pecans. And now, all we need to do is just start assembling them. So, you know, I know this is a grown-up treat, but I know you're gonna like it because it's super good. So what we have, right into the bowl it goes. And if you could pour the nuts in.
There's one big one piece right here.
I want to grab that, cool. And then powdered sugar. Cocoa, so we have some really good cocoa here. Cocoa powder. That's that. I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of vanilla. Because that gives it that really good depth of flavor. And then we need 2 tablespoons of carob syrup. If you could just take the lid off that. And I'm gonna, you know how we did this in the past? This works just as well for a measuring spoon. So we're gonna spritz the measuring spoon to make that sticky, sticky carob syrup just like glide right off. There we go. It's a brand new one. So let's, okay, perfect. And so we need 2 tablespoons of carob syrup. There's 1. And that's the benefit of spraying it with the nonstick cooking spray. And number 2. Thank you very much. And then last but not least, get this sticky mess out of here first. Last but not least, we just need the bourbon, because these are bourbon balls, right? So I was smart. I opened that first. We need a 1/4 cup. And again, get something that you're going to drink, because if it's something you don't like, you'll like it even less when it's mixed in here. So that's always something to keep in mind when you're cooking with alcohol. All right, just got my big spoon. And this is one of those things, it's kind of funny. It seems like, oh my gosh, it's never going to come together. Why is this taking so long? And then it does. You're going to think it's going to be a sticky mess, and it's not. I promise you. So I'm just going to continue spooning this together and just really making sure the liquid is throughout it all so it's not so crumbly. And I'll be right back. Let me just make sure we have this good to go. I just thought I'd give you a kind of a close-up so you know what this looks like. See how it's all kind of starting to come together there? Mom's stirring it from the bottom up and making sure everything's incorporated. And we have a couple big chunks here and there, but that's okay. This is going to work out great. Okay, guys, we are set. We have our dough mixed and ready to go. And now it's just time to roll out the bourbon balls. So just because I don't want it all over my fingers, and neither does Mom, we're going to use some gloves. Just kind of keeps everything a little bit cleaner. And we're rolling those into like tightly packed little balls. And then we're going to roll them in either cocoa powder or powdered sugar and just place them on our plate here.
Maybe you should do one and I should do the other.
Maybe so. Yes, that's probably a really good idea. Mom is doing the cocoa powder and I'm going to do the powdered sugar. And they're really this simple. When we're done with these, all we do is put them in the refrigerator. You can also roll them in chopped nuts, really finely chopped nuts. You can roll them in.
Finer than I did.
Mom says finer than what she did, yes. You could roll them in holiday sprinkles. I've done that before. You'll see that on the blog. It's really pretty. So, just do what works best for you. I did.
Wow, these things are looking great.
I think Dad's been nipping on the bourbon. Just kidding. If you can't have fun in life, what good is it, right? So I tell you, you could do this with the kids, but obviously this isn't a kid thing. This is for the big kids. Another wonderful gift. If you, I always think homemade gifts are the best. I always appreciate that. So just take the time and roll them together, like get them nice and tight and roll them so they're completely covered in cocoa powder or powdered sugar, whatever works best for you. And then we're going to refrigerate them. And then,
more round than mine.
because I'm taking more time. Because I'm not in a hurry. Mom wanted to know why hers were more round, mine were round than hers. Because I figure we'll be making cookies. And honestly, guys, we have made cookies till the cows came home, I think. Oh goodness, do we have cookies? I had a contractor come over to the house today and I'm like, oh wait, before you leave, let me give you. We definitely have shared our share of cookies this year. And see, these are easy, huh? I bet you could do this. Okay, so we're gonna finish rolling these out, coating them in sugar or cocoa powder, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, guys, we are set. I counted and now I forgot what it was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. Ended up with exactly 20. We have a little mess to clean up. I'm going to put that in the refrigerator and we'll be back in just a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. We are pretty excited to try these. And so everybody gets to pick one, whether you like the powdered sugar or the cocoa. I'm going to try this one. Dad, what do you want? It's chocolate. So let's give it a try, see what we think. Those are tasty.
I might have to try the other kind.
That's safe. And as these sit, they've been in the refrigerator for about a half hour. These are better on day 2. They're really good on day 3, so they're a great make ahead. Adult treat, wonderful to give as gifts, perfect for Christmas Eve. They're really special. And we have some more to eat. But hey, before we leave, I appreciate you joining me on our 12 Days of Christmas. This has been a journey. I have met so many new people introduced online. I appreciate each and every one of you and all the new follows, all of the viewers that I have right now. I just appreciate each and every one of you. And thanks, Mom and Dad, for joining me on all this and being silly and fun. From our house to yours,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. We'll see you soon.
Merry Christmas.